What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Shaken Up Show, episode 3. My name is Mikey, and we are back with another episode. So, last week we had some technical difficulties, and this week I still seem to have the same technical difficulty that I thought I'd figured out, and apparently just haven't. So, apologies for that little hiccup in the starting soon screen. That's why it took so long to get on the stream. But what is up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Shout out to everybody who is interacting with us, no matter sort of where you are. If you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you're watching on Up the Shakers, how's your night going? How are you doing? If you are in the Twitch chat, hello, welcome to the show. Can we just appreciate Steve is the snowman? We've called the snowman Steve the snowman. And he is the most adorable thing I think I've ever seen in my life. But we're live. Today's episode features Alex O'Keefe. Alex O'Keefe. He's a winger for Bury AFC. But before we get into that, just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the about what's going on at the minute. You know, at the moment we know that there's some sort of there's various things going on from various people, etc. We know that things, you know, we know that things are difficult right now. We know that we've got, we know that the football's been delayed. We know it's tough, but what I'm trying to say is, let's just be there for each other. Let's just be kind to each other. Let's support each other, because ultimately you never know who needs it. You never know who's on the other end of the call, so to speak. It is one of them where there's nothing we can do about it, so please be patient with us. You know, we're still adapting every day. You know, the club is learning every day. Everybody else in the Bury community is learning, so please be kind to people. Please be patient with people as we move forward into various different sections, so to speak. And I've just messed up my camera because that just alerted me and really scared me. That was so loud in my ear, but you guys couldn't hear that. GG's. It's all going wrong today already, isn't it? But we're not going to let it go wrong for too long. We are live, episode 3. We are joined by Alex O'Keefe, and we are joined by, we've decided to call him Lenko. His actual name is something ridiculous. And again, I've opened the wrong thing. It's just all going wrong, isn't it, really? His name is Alex Lenkowski. That is what I'm going to pronounce it. I've probably butchered it, and I apologise if I have. But for the bants, it's going to be there. And it could be a lot worse. But just remember, guys, let's just be kind. The W is coming like a... Right. Lud, sir. Do not throw a curveball my way today. But... it's an intense time. Things are intense. And let's jump in with Mr. Alex O'Keefe. If you can jump over here. Oh, my transition's not worked. It's all going wrong. Bear with. There we go. Hello, sir.
Hello.
The shambles that was the starting soon. We were, before the show, we were talking about how prepared we were, and since then it has just all gone downhill. How are you, sir?
We were sat there for 40 minutes waiting for this, and, you know, we were very, very efficient. I'm very well. How are you doing?
I am great. It's amazing to have you on the show.
Good, man. It's a pleasure.
Are you sort of looking forward to it? What's the sort of vibe? And I am closing this side of Twitter and this side of the Google Drive, because every time I click on Google Chrome to get my script up, it opens on the screen. So beware, it's not my fault, it's the world's fault, okay?
But Carmerville, Mike, it's all good, don't worry.
Absolutely. Improvisation. We're all about improvisation. We improvise every week on this show, we've decided. So, Alex O'Keefe, Bury AFC winger. You signed for us on September 27th from Penistone Church. You've played Ossett United. You know, you helped Shelley, who's, you know, unfortunately now withdrawn from the league, record their biggest ever win by scoring twice against Steeton in August 2019. You were also voted Player of the Month for the Northwest County Football League Division 1 North in February 2020. What an insane career you've had, and, you know, already in the division that we're in. How are you feeling about this season?
Well, before, obviously, COVID hit, we're very much looking forward to the season, but it's just, we're just struggling to get any type of momentum at the moment, and obviously I've had my own injury problems as well, so there's all sorts going off, but, you know, we're back to training on Thursday, and hopefully we can get some momentum going and just, you know, get the campaign going and get the fans back in.
Okay, so how did you get into football? What was the sort of the thing that catapulted you into it?
Yeah, I'm thinking about this. So I'm probably 5-6 years old, and I was brought up on a council estate in Bradford. Very, very good upbringing, and we used to there were a patch of grass outside our house, and you know, all the kids just used to just play on that patch, and I was just out there every single night, just playing football, and just waiting for your mum to call you in for your tea, you know, and you just try to get that last goal before you get shouted in. So that's where it started, mate. Just at home and just playing out every single night, and just the love from there, yeah.
That is what you call a homegrown story, so to speak. So, yeah. You know, you started at home, but what was the first club you were with, and how was that experience of getting into that actual non-league football?
My first non-league club?
Yeah.
My first non-league club when I was probably 18 years old, and that was with Brighouse Town. And obviously before all that, it were just playing kind of amateur. So stepping up to non-league at 18, 19 is a big step, and there's just a whole new sort of excitement to it. You know, you've got fans actually watching you, and you're thinking, you know, you're just used to your mum and your dad watching you with a flask of coffee. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you've got like, you know, 200, 300, 400 people watching you, and it's just an unbelievable experience, really. And yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, so what? So you know, that's got to be a huge milestone for you, coming in from, like, you know, you just said there, your parents, you know, being able to watch you with a flask of coffee, and I'm pretty sure everyone's been through that at some point, stood there in the cold on a Saturday morning at like ridiculous o'clock with a flask of coffee. Because my little brother did the same thing, and I regretted it and I hated it, but now it's proper got me into football. But what are the sort of, you know, you've had an interesting career so far, you know, we talked about a few of your highlights in the introduction, but what are your career highlights for you? What is the personal thing that you're like, oh, I'm really glad I did
that? So obviously, I stopped playing non-league because I got into DJing, so I couldn't commit to non-league. So in between that, when I was DJing full time, I was just playing with my local team. And it's, you know, you grow up with your best friends from school. So we all played in a team, and we actually went on to do like a cup and league double. I think it was 2016, 17. So that were a great achievement. You know, lifting the cup and winning a cup, winning a double really with some of your best friends from school. And in the final, in the cup final, I think I scored and got man of the match, and just lifting the trophy with all your closest mates. I thought that were quite a nice achievement. But equally, I'll put it out there, the only game that I've played for Bury, the first ever league game against Steeton, and Greaves is scoring that goal in the 94th minute. That were right up there. That were amazing.
Yeah,
just the whole atmosphere, you know, everything, the fans, the whole story of it all just come down into that one moment, and it was quite overwhelming.
Okay, so, you know, it has been a great career, you know, to be able to do something like that with your best friends, you know, being able to do anything with your best friends is amazing, let alone doing something that is then ridiculously successful that you're passionate about. That had to be absolutely incredible for you. But, you know, You just briefly mentioned there that you've only played one game against Steaton with Tom Greavesy scoring that very late winner in that game.
Yeah, the GOAT.
the GOAT. He's a Bury AFC legend now, y'all. But you've had some highs. We've all had some lows. Give us some tea. I need a funny football story or something that's happened to you that you're like, hilarious.
Okay, so there is one sort of thing that springs to mind. So I played Sunday league football as well, quite a few years, and you know what it's like. You go out Saturday night and everyone's getting pissed up, and you turn up on a Sunday morning. Sometimes you can't see straight, and I took it to another level one Sunday morning, and I turned up and I literally, I was seeing 3 balls, and I ended up not playing and just falling asleep on the sideline under a load of bibs. So that didn't go down too well.
How does nobody notice that?
That's Sunday league football. That is Sunday. I'm not proud of that either, I must say. I'm a changed man now. I don't really drink.
That one experience has scared you from drinking forever.
Because I get in silly situations like that.
I respect it to a T. Okay, so you've had, you've had some highs, you've had some lows. It's been a very interesting career so far, and now you'll find yourself as a winger for Bury AFC. So, coming into Bury AFC, what brought you here? What was your reason to sort of be here? What drew you in?
It's a bit of a no-brainer, really. When you look at the story of the whole club, I think it's just a bit of a one-off. So I'd obviously played for Welshie when we were at Ossett last season, and when I found out he got the job, he got in touch, and I was just speaking generally, and then the opportunity come up and he asked me to come down, and I just straight away said yeah, no brainer. And I do feel quite bad because I just signed for Penistone Church as well, but after speaking to a few of my friends and stuff, get the advice and just said you can't turn that down. It's a one-off, just to be part of the club's history, first ever season, and hopefully bring success back to the club, back to the town of Bury for the fans.
Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose, no disrespect to any clubs out there, no disrespect to, Penistone Church, but when you get an opportunity that is incredible, and I know it, so it's, I had the same sort of conversation, when I first sort of sent the message to the Bury AFC Twitter and was like, I want to get into this club, like, I want to work with you guys,
Yeah.
That was a huge opportunity, and I had to turn down other opportunities just to come here, and I was like, I'm okay with that. And sometimes you have to be like that, Sometimes you have to be that person that's like, actually, I feel really bad for everybody that this is going to affect, but sometimes you just have to do what's sort of best for you. And do you think that's what you've done at this point?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think people understand that. It's, football's a short-lived career, and not, opportunities like this don't come around often, so you've got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. You've got to be quite selfish in some ways. So yeah, I agree, Mike. Did you have other clubs after your services then as well, Mikey?
So fun fact of the day, this is the first football club I've ever worked with in a social media manager role. Beforehand, I've done a lot of freelance work for various sort of esports organizations, and I still do some work for esports organizations. And I had sort of like a lot, I had clients sort of like that were like, okay, we need you to do this, we need you to do that, and I was like, sorry, I'm signing up for these guys now, and that's the thing. Sometimes it has to be like, a lot of within esports, a lot of the people that are going to hire you are going to be people that you've met and people that you're necessarily friends with, and even if it ends up being like, people just need to sort of understand that, when you get an opportunity, for example, coming to Bury, if anybody knew me before Bury, I apologise. That's all I'm going to say. it's a massive sort of change, so it can be sort of like that, and that's the sort of thing that I had with it. But speaking of your sort of your career so far, what are you finding the lads to be like? What's the team like so far?
Yeah. So when I first come to my first session, I literally didn't know anyone because I'd arrived before Greavesy and Chippy, because I know them lads from Ossett. But yeah, as soon as I got there, I just felt like, I think when you walk into a team, when there's egos, and there's just no egos involved, which is just amazing. All the lads are absolutely sound. They're down to earth. They're welcoming. There's a few good characters in there. Straight away, I bonded with Skipper Scotty. I think he's a top lad. And they all are. Yeah, there's a good mixture of boys in there, and love it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I've noticed is with we're talking to the players and getting to know the players over this period, with the various sort of little things that we've been doing, like the Music Mondays and the show, is that the humbleness of some of these players, you don't expect, because these people, have fans essentially. They have people that want to see them on the pitch every day. So there is the possibility to sort of have that ridiculous ego. And if you have that ego, it's very difficult to, have bromances with people. So we need to know, are there any bromances that we don't know about?
I think, obviously we know that there's connections there. We've got Liam McDevitt and Tony, who are, the roommates, so they've obviously got a nice special bond between them. I think, you've got Chippy and Greavesy, who have known each other for a long time. But I could see a few new romances flourishing throughout the season. We'll have to catch back up on that one, Mikey.
Absolutely. At the end of the season, we'll get you in for another episode and be like, okay, come on, we need all the tea now this time round.
Yeah.
So speaking of the end of the season, the gaffer spoke multiple times and said, it's going to be a very difficult path, but we really want to be aiming for promotion from this season. So what are your personal goals? What do you think the club can do? And what is it that you're like, this is what I want to do this season? This is the impact I want to have.
Yeah, so I think if you go into a season not wanting to win the whole thing, then there's something wrong. So yeah, that's got to be our aim, and I'm sure the gaffer has already said that we've got to aim to win this division, and there's no other way about it really. I think anything you do in life, you've got to aim for the top prize. Otherwise, you don't just want to be competing. You want to be going for the top dog prize, and that's what we're going to do. And obviously, personally, I'd like to score 20 goals. I'll just put it out there. I'd like to have 20 goals under my name by the end of the season, and hopefully that'll contribute to a winning team.
Absolutely. Who else was it that had a goal of 20 goals that I heard the other day? There's someone else specifically, and I can't remember who it was for the life of me, but someone said specifically, I think it might have been Liam, that they wanted to have 20 goals.
Yeah. And I actually set this at the start of the season as well. I think anyone that plays in the top line, I think that's got to be your aim at least. 20 goals, and if everyone playing in top line gets 20, you're in for a good shot, aren't you?
Do you think you're driving for that? Like, do you think that because obviously we're not going to win every game at 8-0. We're not going to win ridiculously. So do you think that there's a potential little rivalry? So Johnny's just confirmed it was Adam McWilliam that said that. So do you think there's a little bit of competition between you two to get them 20 goals before each other?
I wouldn't say competition. I'd say you encourage each other. I don't think it's in any sort of malice way. It's a bit of it's healthy competition, but you're all together, on the same path with the same goal to, help the team achieve at the end of the day. That's your main goal. But yeah, I think the healthy competition, a bit of banter between you, you know.
Listen, that is one thing we're forbidden from doing in this club. We are forbidden from banter. We've learned this. We say it every week. This
Who's
is
told you that?
Hashtag no banter about everybody.
Don't listen to him.
We tried it.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him. I have to listen to Chris. Well, do I? Chris will fight, sir.
Chris needs to lighten up.
There's a hashtag that we've got going at the minute. It's hashtag no banterberry. It's what's going on behind the scenes because we can't banter with Actually, no. We can banter with Darwin because Darwin's media manager likes us.
Alright, cool.
I like them. So we can banter with Darwin. We can't banter with anybody else, though. This is a no banter party, as Johnny's just said. Banter is forbidden. But thank you for coming on so far. Lud just turned around and goes, too smug for banter. Yeah, smug Chris and all that. You know, we have an emo in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord server, make sure you've joined the Discord server at some point. We have an emo. So an emo on Discord is just like an emoji that we can use, and it's an image of Chris from the quiz the other week, and he sat there sat back with his pen, and he's just like, and I'm just like, yes, that was an emote that we needed. Absolutely incredible. But thank you so much for joining us. We will come back to you in a short while with, the quiz that you totally weren't warned about, totally don't know about.
Totally not prepared for that one.
Nobody's ever prepared for the quiz. Let's be real. Alex is going to reveal our secret. Alex is going to go in the chat later on with the boys and be like, look, guys, if you're on sus, there's a quiz. Be prepared. Read up on your general knowledge.
Yeah.
But we'll be right back with you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. And we're on our way.
Absolutely. Might be a little bit of a longer way because of the league and things, but definitely on that way. We'll be right back. And speaking of jumping from one Alex to another, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Lenkowski. Please tell me I've pronounced that right. If I've pronounced that wrong, I do not apologise. It's a difficult name.
No, mate, it's a little bit off. It should be Lenkowski. It should be almost like OFF.
Are you Russian?
It's alright. No, Polish. Part Polish.
Polish. Do you know what? I love it. That is cute. His granddad has an awesome name. There was this. So I was casting a game of Rocket League a few weeks ago, and this guy had his name Stankovic. I was like, Stankovic! It was like the greatest name I've ever had to scream in my life. Honestly, it was absolutely incredible. But how are you today, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. I was much better before when I didn't think there was a quiz. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there is a quiz. So be prepared for that. Johnny's prepared some great questions for us this week, but absolutely it's gonna be eventful, and I cannot wait to see which one of the Alexes comes out on top. But let's just dive straight into your sort of career. So how did you start? How did you get into coaching? What was sort of like the beginning for you?
I mean, it depends on how far you want to go back. I think ever since when I was growing up as a kid, my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, he played football as well. So, and we almost trained back to back. So I used to stick around and help out with, get extra training myself, but help out with his team. And then ever since then, obviously I've been hooked on football pretty much my entire life. Went off to Loughborough University, did my degree in sports coaching, sports science. And that was where the strength and conditioning aspect came into it. And since then I've carried on down that line. I think it's the natural path you tend to fall into when you don't have the talent to make it on the pitch.
Did you just do yourself a massive disservice by saying that you don't have talent?
Well, no. What actually happened was when I was at university, I ended up switching sports. So I went with the intention of playing football / soccer, and there was a time in my life where I would have never ever called it that. I'd be crucifying myself for it these days. But yeah, I switched from football over to American football. to be a kicker. So and literally it is as it sounds. You come on, you kick the ball, and then you go and stand off on the sideline again for another 20 minutes. And yeah.
What's the point in that?
Well, the original idea was for me to go over to America to play in college football, and then potentially see about making it to the next level above that. For whatever reason, that didn't materialise. I managed to fail at that. So ended up kind of leaving university, playing for. Well, I played for Great Britain and stuff like that, which is still it's not a bad fallback. And won a national title with the team that I play for in the UK. So it's not been too bad.
I'm not being funny, but this guy just turned around and said, "Played for Great Britain, just a good fallback." Like that's not a successful thing. Talk about us guys who just sit here and tweet like we have great aspirations, guys. How did that come about? How did you end up playing for Great Britain?
So what actually happened was I was playing football at university, and then I started running for a position on campus as a sports secretary for one of the halls of residence, and I had to record like a little video and put it together. It's the most cringeworthy video, and I really don't want to see it ever again. I'm sure it's somewhere on YouTube. But I was putting that together and ended up just kicking a rugby ball through the post from the halfway line just to get that on footage as part of it. And one of the guys from the American football team saw me do it, said, "Oh, move further back," did it again. And he was like, "That's the same distance as what was the NFL record at the time. I think it was like 63 yards. And yeah, he was like, "You've got to come down and you've got to play for us." Went and tried it, played it, obviously got all the gear. I ended up buying the helmet after the helmet's like the very expensive parts. And bear in mind I was at university at the time. I went on a night out, got incredibly drunk, went home, fell asleep. The next morning looked at my laptop and I'd got the receipt of a 350 quid helmet open on my laptop. I didn't realise that I'd done it. And I was like, all right, fair enough.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we don't drink alcohol at university.
And then I think I ended up putting together another video, and all the coaches were buzzing off it, put it on YouTube, and then about a month after that I got invited to the next Great Britain practice and got involved with it that way. So fluke.
I still can't get over the fact he said that was the fallback. Never gonna get over that.
Well, okay. I would have preferred to have made the NFL. I would have preferred that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I suppose when you've got dreams, right? Even when there's a quote that sort of comes back to me a lot of the times when people say, if you shoot for the moon, you land among the stars, and it might not necessarily be in the moon for you, but that's like a massive star to hit. Like, surely.
It's more like... It's been good fun. It was a good learning curve.
Okay, so how did you go from that to coaching?
So I was always coaching at the time. While I was at university, I went to Leicester City and volunteered as the sports analyst there. So there were a group of us that went down on a Wednesday afternoon when there was literally no one else at the club, so we couldn't interfere with anyone. And we ended up breaking down match film for the players so they could see their highlights and their own little clips of involvement. Did that. And then post-university, I ended up going to, speaking to loads of other clubs while I was doing my personal training. Went down to a few rugby league clubs. So I've had a mix of pretty much everything, whether it's American football, rugby league football, pretty much strength and conditioning, anything goes. So spoke to as many people as I could. And that was where I ended up coaching, PTing I've done it for the last 7-8 years.
Okay, so what a mad life you have had so far. So, when you finish sort of coaching, well, not finished. When you've gone from coaching, how did you end up getting into Berwick AFC and getting into working with someone like Andy?
So it was whilst I was. I live in Manchester now. I'm back home, and before that, once I finished university, I lived in Sheffield, worked in Wakefield. And where I was working in Wakefield, I was PTing in the gym. And then about a couple of years ago, saw something on social media. One of the other trainers actually told me to apply for it.
Okay, friends. We do appear to have just absolutely lost our man Alex. So now I'm over here. Wait for Alex to come back. Alex is back. That is the effect that Andy Welsh has on him. Just vanishes. Welcome back, sir.
So, where I can't remember where I was up to. Anyway, Ossett United put out a job advert for an S&C coach. One of the other trainers in the gym recommended that I had a look at it, so put a message in and got a call from Andy. Met up with him, had a chat, and that was it. That was the start of it. And then I think it was so after he'd got the Bury AFC job. I think it might have been a couple of weeks after. I can't remember the timeline between it, but I got a message from him. Something like, it was just like, can you do me a favour? And I was like, oh bloody hell! Well, I live in Manchester. I know you live in Yorkshire. I'll see what I can do. And I was like, what is it I can do for you? And he was like, oh, well, I've got the job at Bury. Like, can you come down? I was like, absolutely. Straight away, I was there. So, yeah, that was it.
That is actually really wholesome, isn't it? Just swapping clubs and then like you're coming with it. So for you, you've spoke about sort of like that you wanted to play NFL. You're into coaching. You got a great relationship with Andy. So outside of football, outside of sport, what's your life like? Who are you? What's your sort of thing that drives you? What are your hobbies? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's all the same thing. It's all blended in. So like everything that I do is learning, self-development, coaching, teaching, like personal training to a degree. So literally everything I do is wrapped into that. So I'd say it's a great life.
Oh, okay. I completely get that because, obviously with what I do, so I do social media management and I do my university stuff, like it is all interchangeable. It's all wrapped up. So I completely get that. Like, whole life just sort of revolves around it.
Keeps things simple. Like I can't deal with too many things going on at once. So just everything being kind of interlinked is easy. Makes it manageable.
Okay. So, surely, we asked the same question to Alex earlier. You've had an interesting life. You've had a very interesting career. There's got to be a low point for you. There's got to be a really funny story that you're like, oof, I shouldn't tell that, but you're going to tell us anyway.
There's a lot. Although I don't want to give anything that's too incriminating.
Too incriminating?
Too incriminating, yeah. I don't want to get into trouble with anything. So, I think keeping it clean, keeping it simple. When I was going for that position at university, you had to do actually, there's a few things that are coming back now. I buried all of this. I put it in a box, dealt with it, and moved it to the back. Like I didn't have to do this again in life, but you have to do like an initiation into it, and it was like a month-long process going into all this. And the first major thing, I had to eat some weird stuff. It was almost like a Bush Tucker trial type thing. I did all that, and then you had to down a dirty pint. And this, so the guy that had put it together for me, didn't drink at all. So he said, "Look, because I'm not a big drinker anyway." So this guy turned around to me and went, "I know you're not a big drinker. I don't drink alcohol, so it's not fair for me to give you alcohol." And I thought, "Thank God for that." And then he said, "Well, I've got you something special instead." And it turned out he'd got a pint of melted cheese that was laced with like chilies, tobacco, Tabasco sauce, and loads of other horrendous things. And I had to guzzle that down. And then there was another one where I had to wear all the smelly sports kit to a university meeting, sit at the front, and gradually strip off to unveil myself in a mankini, and then run out. So that was brilliant. So there's two there. You've got bonus.
I said we wanted the tea. I think we certainly got it there. My word, that sounds very intriguing to say the least. But it's definitely been an interesting life and definitely been an interesting sort of career for you. So thank you so much for joining us on the show this week. We will be right back with the most insane quiz of our lives. Welcome back to the Shaken Up Show, episode 3. I'm with Alex O'Keefe, and Alex... Oh, I'm just going to call you Lenko at this point, because...
Go on, do it,
Just-
try it.
Lenkovsky! I love it.
Yes.
I need that as a sound command in the channel.
Angry as well.
Right?
Angry as well.
I feel like a name like that, if you do it angrily, it just sounds better. Is anybody else with me on this, or is it just me?
It sounded like someone you'd fight on like someone Rocky had fight in one of his films. Then Lenkowski.
That would be absolutely bit random. Would be absolutely insane, to say the least. If Alex versus a boxer in a massive boxing fight or something, that would be entertaining content. You know, just in case you wanted to do that at some point, get that up on the AFC YouTube channel. You'd get killed. I appreciate the honesty. At least he is honest about it. So we have some questions, and we're gonna get into the quiz very, very shortly. But I just wanted to ask you both, right? Is there anything about each other that you think we should know? Alex had a very
About
weird
each
grin on his
other?
face. Yeah, anything funny or embarrassing about each other that you think, oof, that's the tea that we need to see?
I think Al likes to wear very tight pants. I've noticed.
Oh no. That's not optional. That's not a choice. That's just the way it is.
And I'm sure he puts a couple of pair of socks down there as well, just to make sure he's showing up well. You know what I mean?
Well, that was unexpected, friends. And
Al, you know when we're training, what are you paying attention to when we're training? What's going on?
Well, I can't help when you've got a big bulge sticking in your face. I'm trying to do a few shuttle runs, and all I've got is this bloody big bulge in my face.
who came up with this combination of people in this show at the same time? Is all I have to say. So glad the
can't
show
write
content
it.
is ticked. Okay, well, other Alex. That's the level we've got to at this point. What about you, sir? Have you got anything now that he's just shown you up like that? Are you gonna get revenge?
I have nothing to say. Nothing to say.
The man
there you go.
is
Good man.
speechless.
It's choked. It's like
Um,
Eminem on 8 Mile.
Absolutely. And
It's
let's
choked.
get into the quiz.
Yeah, let's get over the quiz.
Yeah, we go.
That quiz theme song was unintentionally ridiculously loud in my ear.
Oh.
Felt like my eardrums were just going to burst.
I'm glad we can't hear it. Al.
I'm so glad you can't hear that. If you'd heard that, oh, it was loud, to say the least. Okay, so question number 1. So, have you both got a notepad and pen or a whiteboard and pen or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Like, the preparation from Alex over there with his giant whiteboard and everything.
Look at him.
Like he's
Got his
ready.
tactic board out.
This is my workout whiteboard.
Your workout whiteboard, is that?
Got the diamond formation on there.
Okay, so
Hey, if we played a diamond, where would you play?
Right at peak.
You'd be up there, would you?
Yeah, built
Tip of the
there.
diamond.
Yeah. Always. That'd be wide. Sorry. Crack on, Mikey.
No, you guys do you. I enjoy it. I'm fine with this.
Alex, good start. That was question number 1.
Okay, question number 1. Which year was the Premier League founded?
Oh.
That countdown is also ridiculous loud in my ear.
But what else?
Lenko, what have you got as your answer, sir?
I went for 91.
Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm going to say the year myself and Lenko was born, 1992.
Wasn't that the end of the first season? When was it actually founded? Come on, don't let me down here, Mikey.
Hey, this ain't me letting nobody down, I'll have you know. This is Johnny's fault if this is letting you down. The correct answer was 1992.
Get in! Yes!
That was also very loud, damn it.
Sorry, Mikey.
I'm going to have no eardrums by the end of this, friends.
Lenko, come on, mate. That's the year we were born. Come on, buddy.
Okay, so that applause was ridiculously long as well. Question number 2. Real Madrid won the first 5 European clubs, but which club was the second to win Europe's elite competition?
So Real Madrid won the first 5 Champions League, European Cups. Is that what it is, Mikey?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had a countdown in my ear.
Oh, sorry. So Real Madrid won the first 5 European Cups. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but who was the second?
Right. Okay.
Mr. O'Keefe, what's your answer, sir?
Barcelona.
Alex does not look very happy with this answer. What's your answer, sir?
No idea, so I'm going to go UK.
I can confirm that answer was incorrect. The correct answer was Benfica.
No. That's an hard one. That's an hard one, that.
Question
if that's going to be the standard, we're not going to go well tonight, are we? This is going to be...
I'm just glad I've got 1 point on board. I'm happy now.
What we'll do is I'll go through and I'll find out what everyone's done, and we'll do a leaderboard of how many points everybody in the club has got at the end of the season. We'll look at it and be like,
don't go putting pressure on like that. That's
even more pressure. You're welcome. Question number 3. Who holds the record for the most consecutive Premier League appearances?
God damn me.
I've got one. So I'm gonna go. I think it's a great guess.
I can confirm the number is 310.
Right, I've no idea.
I've just thrown a massive spanner in there.
Well, no, I just have no idea anyway.
Okay. Mr. O'Keefe, what's your answer, sir?
I'm just going to have a punt in the dark at Gary Neville.
That answer is incorrect.
Bagger.
Right.
Alex, have you got anything to challenge that with?
What about if he'd put Gary Neville?
No, I didn't. I'm going to guess Brad Friedel.
Oh. He's actually gone and got that  Lenko, What's your answer, sir?
Real Madrid. Guess.
And Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm going to guess Barcelona.
I can confirm that one of you has got it correct, and one of you has got it incorrect. The correct answer was Real Madrid. Which means that Lenko leads the score 2-1 at this moment in time. Question number 5. Who was the manager of Manchester City when they won their first Premier League title?
Unfortunately.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Mancini.
And Mr. Lenko?
Yeah, Mancini.
Can confirm that that was the correct answer.
Yes, now. We celebrate together.
Well done, mate.
We celebrate together. We're a team.
There are no teams in this. This is an intense, high-level competition.
We'll celebrate on Thursday as long as I win.
Okay, mate. Hold on a sec. If I beat you in this, are you going to make me run loads on Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll go easy on you then.
High stakes for the boys' first training session back on Thursday. Question number 6. Who has scored more career goals, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Big question, that, Al. Don't even second guess yourself.
I am a Messi man as well. I love him. Absolutely love him. Are you Messi or Ronaldo or Lenko?
I'll tell you which one in a minute if we get this right.
So was that your answer? What's your answer?
My answer.
Who do you want?
Yeah.
Whose answer?
My answer. O'Keefe's answer is, and I think purely because he's had a longer career at the moment, is Ronaldo.
Okay, Lenko?
Yeah, Ronaldo as well.
Can confirm that Ronaldo is the correct answer.
Yeah, but Messi will overtake him, no problem.
You reckon?
Yeah.
The intensity of this show was not supposed to be this intense, but it has turned into being this intense.
Sorry, I feel quite strongly about the little man.
Can I get an update in the chat of what the score is? Because I've lost track. I'm awful at keeping track.
It's 4-3 to me. 4-3 to me.
That sounds about right.
Don't listen to him.
That is
Tell you all.
Got 4 in a row.
So who are we going? So we're at the halfway point of the quiz. Who's going next? Like who's taking the win? Even.
Who's taking the win?
Yeah, who's taking that victory?
Do you want us to answer that?
Yeah, that's not a question for the quiz. That's just a who have you got in it?
Oh, right, okay.
I'm gonna win.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with this question because I'm gonna need Johnny to check his WhatsApp chat to confirm this question for me, because we have a question, but I have a confusion over the year. It is wrote with 2 numbers side by side. I'm like, wait, which number is it? Confusion.
Don't confuse us, Mikey.
Me? It wasn't me. It's Johnny.
Mate, this is it.
Okay.
We're easily confused here. We're easily confused.
Absolutely. I have had confirmation from the independent verifier, or whatever you want to call him. So, question number 7: which Dutch player was voted European Player of the Century in 1999?
Player of the Century.
It's quite a big accolade, that, isn't
That's about as big as it gets, isn't it?
it? Yeah. Player of the Century. Christ.
Mr. O'Keefe, I'm going to need an answer from you, sir.
I'm going to say Johan Cruyff.
And Lenko?
Yeah. I've gone the same with that.
I can confirm you've both got that question correct.
Yes.
Wonderful news. Al, you're not doing anywhere near as badly as we thought,
No, we're doing alright, mate. Doing alright.
Y'all have showed Adam McWilliam up after his session last week. Question number 8. Who scored the first Premier League hat-trick? Mr. O'Keefe?
First Premier League hat-trick.
I'm going to need an answer from you, sir.
Sorry, I'm going to say Les Ferdinand.
That's a real shout as well. That what a shot that is. I've just gone for all-time goal scorer Shearer.
I can confirm that both of you have got that question incorrect. The correct answer was Eric Cantona.
Oh, wow.
Oh my! That's embarrassing.
Oh, bloody hell.
That is very unfortunate indeed. But moving on, question number 9. Which English referee officiated in the 2010 World Cup final?
What a final that was, by the way.
It was. Howard Magaluf Square. Big Square.
You won't remember it then, will you?
No.
I'm going to need an answer from you.
It's getting cups of piss thrown at me.
We've all been
Who's
there.
answered your mic? Sorry.
My soundboard's broken on me. Mr. O'Keefe?
Howard Webb.
And Mr. Lenko?
Yep, Howard Webb.
I can confirm that you have both got that question correct.
Fantastic.
How many questions are in this quiz?
Yeah,
10?
is it 10 or 12, Mikey?
10, and then potentially a bonus question.
Oh. Need to get this one right.
Never know.
Then I'll...
Question number 10. Wayne Rooney scored his Premier League first goal against which team?
What I think it is, it might not be.
Well, what's your answer, Lenko?
I've gone for Arsenal.
And Mr. O'Keefe?
Me too.
I can confirm that you have both got that question correct.
I'm doing me by one.
I was just hoping and praying he'd not scored on a previous appearance before that.
Was it that one where he's arguing with ref and turns and bangs it in off crossbar?
No, that was he arguing with the ref on that one as well? Might have been. Could have been.
Oh no, sorry, yeah. I'm getting them mixed up there. That's when he played for Man U, innit?
What was your bonus question anyway, Mikey? Come on, we can't finish like that.
So, what's the score at the moment, friends?
7-6.
7-6.
7-6. That was
Not
tight.
that it matters. Not that it matters. What Al?
What's the point?
The score is
between
13.
Huh?
We've
Yeah,
got 13 together, mate. We've got 13.
No.
Yeah, top man. Yeah, we'll
This
check
question is worth 5 points. And
No.
could result in victory or defeat for either team. Okay?
that out. Oh, last
Question
goal wins.
number 11. The bonus question. And to win this week's Shaken Up Show quiz, to the nearest 10, including internationals and friendlies, how many career goals has Pele scored?
What is going on?
Complete total, yeah?
Mr. O'Keefe? an answer from you, sir?
I'm going to say 620.
And Mr. Lenko?
You say it was to the nearest 10?
Yeah.
I reckon he's got more than that, so 630.
You little bugger.
I can confirm that one of you has got it. Well, both of you got it wrong. But one of you is closer, and one of you is further away. So, to the nearest 10, including internationals and friendlies, how many career goals did Pele score to take the victory in the quiz? The answer, both of you abysmally off, but the answer is 1,279 goals in 1,363 games, which is in fact a Guinness World Record, which means that Mr. Lenko takes the 5 points and will be this week's winner by a score of 12-6.
Oh,
Well, I thought you said... Yeah, that's right.
wow.
See, my original answer to that question was 1,280, but then because we didn't have to be that close, so I just thought play safe.
Was very safe.
Do you know what? I took the plunge answer in first there, Al. I took one for the team there.
You did, but you were losing anyway.
That were an easy out for you, that one.
It was.
But well played. No, I'll give you that. Well played,
Oh, good.
Well, I've got to give it to you both.
Mate, you're pretty smart. Done well there.
The savagery. To be fair, you both did really well in that quiz. I was kind of surprised because when okay, do what you want, OBS. You just move the screens. That's fine. Because when the initial questions came in, I thought there is no way on this earth. And then you guys said you weren't prepared. They're gonna get like 3, if that. I had no faith in you both, and you've both. The Alexes have taken over at this point.
Team Alex. Team Al.
Winning.
Going for it.
A Team Al for the win. We will be right back.
Nice job, Al.
Well played, mate. Well played.
Not being funny, but that quiz theme song is great. I'm obsessed with it, and I will be obsessed with it forever. How do you think you guys did? How do you guys feel after that quiz?
Yeah,
I feel quite relieved.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I thought we could have really come across as really daft, but I think we did all right. I think we did ourselves proud.
I think you both did all right as well. To be fair, just going to check. Do we have any questions in the chat? Any questions on Up the Shakers? Any questions on any social platforms for either of the two men on the show today? Let me find out from someone. Nobody?
They'll be rolling in now.
Rolling in. Right, Lenko, who is your Oh, actually, this is something that I did mean to bring up, and I've just completely forgot about it. So thanks for the reminder, Ryan. Right, but Lenko, question for you, sir. Who's your NFL team?
So it was when I first started. It was the Minnesota Vikings. Because I was following Adrian Peterson, who was probably the best running back at the time, and then I found out that, well, years down the line, it turned out that he was beating his kid with a stick and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they were my team.
Get that man in jail.
That just took a very, very dramatic turn that I was not prepared for.
That took a sinister turn, did that?
Welcome to the NFL.
Flip it, heck. Well, anyway, after that, Alex, I hear you've got a podcast starting, sir. You know, we've had a little bit of a conversation about it before the show when we were talking about you getting your things sorted. How's that going? Yeah. What's the point of it? Selfless plug. Go for it.
Yeah. So, it's called the Self-Made Mind Podcast, and the whole idea is just to interview some amazing people who have achieved a lot in their own careers, and just kind of get their stories and delve into mindsets and any sort of advice they can give the listeners. And yeah, it's been brilliant so far. I've not the first episode's getting released in a couple of weeks. I actually spoke to. Have you guys seen Snatch before? The film?
No.
Al?
I have.
No. Well, basically, it's a film directed by Guy Ritchie, and like Brad Pitt's in it and stuff. And one of the characters in that called Gorgeous George, and he's from Halifax. And I got him on. I spoke to him last night. I interviewed him last night, and he had a very interesting story. I've also got. I've already spoke to an Olympic team captain. I've got an Oscar-nominated film director we're speaking to next week. Yeah, I've got some very interesting people on there. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely love that, because I will tell you all, it is not an easy. It's not easy to set up a show or a podcast or something like that with the various technical difficulties and everything else going on. So be sure to keep an eye on Bury AFC's social platforms across Twitter, Facebook, and possibly Instagram for links to be shared for that, because we'll make sure that we, got to support the team, haven't we? So
I appreciate that, yeah.
when that comes out, definitely check that out. Another question for you, Mr. O'Keefe. Are you keeping fit? We need you flying down the wing, not wobbling down the wing.
Oof.
Who's that from? That's up.
That's from Feely's gonna get you.
I am. I've struggled with injury quite a lot recently, but I've been out running a lot, and I'm feeling fit, and I'm raring to go. So no more wobbling, thank you.
Shut that down, just no more wobbling. The Yorkshire Messi, as Johnny likes to call you.
But, the Yorkshire Messi, I love that one.
Yorkshire Messi, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what? What an insane sort of show that this has been. Like, flipping out. We've had quizzes, we've had catastrophes, we've had dark turns, we've had hilarious stories. How are you guys feeling about being on the show?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it, Al.
Very, very good. Taking the. Do I get a trophy for the quiz? No, it's been really, really good. It's been interesting listening to you as well, Al.
I'm gonna say, if you want a trophy, message Chris. Because I refuse to ask Chris for anything ever again since he shut me down over my Christmas socials. Not gonna lie. Still not happy about that, by the way.
Just for anyone, Mikey, just a quick one there. Just for anyone that's watching this and can see your face, I think everyone's expecting a bit of a little ghost story from you, because you've got a little light shining in your face. Looks like you're ready to tell us a ghost story.
Yeah, so I'm using my phone, right? Oh, blind you all. So I'm using my phone to like blind myself, because just to fill you all in, right? Up here, my light bulb's up there. To get into that light, you have to have a special key because of health and safety and all that. But I think that should we put that on the expense list? Let's buy a light. The expenses at Bury AFC going up and up since starting this show. Just a disclaimer, that is a joke. We haven't spent anything. But yeah, we should do a fun and a backdrop, right? We should just have a backdrop. I'm telling you. Where's Chris? Where is the chair? We need everything. We need a green screen. Also, by the way, shout out to Ben. So, Ben, when I say we worked tirelessly the other night, if you haven't seen Bury AFC's YouTube channel, go and have a look. Look at all the titles, the descriptions, the thumbnails. It has had a massive upgrade because Ben and I were up till like 4:30 a.m. the other day, upgrading everything. Ben also made the Christmas-themed graphics today. Steve the Snowman is not on this screen, but Steve the Snowman is on our starting soon screen. No, it's not. Which one's he on? Oh, no, he's on the screen where it's just me talking. But he's around. Steve the Snowman, we absolutely love him. I hope he melts. That is so rude, Johnny. So rude. But, I don't know which Alex this is aimed at, but Adam wants to know, how did Alex celebrate Lancashire Day the other day?
Well, it's definitely not me because I'm from Yorkshire, so I did not celebrate on that day.
From Yorkshire. Lenko, I'm
It was
guessing that's for
Lancashire
you.
Day the other day.
Oh, that's you.
He just goes, it was Lancashire Day the other day, like he has no idea what's going on. Absolute fail.
Oh, he's a phony. He's a phony.
Well, I was actually born in Yorkshire as well, so
Oh. No,
What
We're
can I
both from
say?
Yorkshire. Adam, your question has
What
been
can I say?
irrelevant, sir.
in answer to the actual, I did nothing for Lancashire Day because I had no idea it was Lancashire Day. I didn't know it was a day. Didn't know we had a day.
I didn't either. I knew there were a Yorkshire Day, but I didn't think it were. No, I won't go there. I won't go there.
Yeah, apparently. Adam's not impressed with that answer. But while we're sort of here, do you guys have any message that you want to just send out? Any last message for the fans?
Yeah, obviously we've had a good laugh and a joke here, but on a serious note, you know, people are working really hard. I can see like yourself, Mikey, and everyone involved with the show and social media, and everyone working behind the scenes it's just amazing. So, from all the players, I think, and all the staff, yeah, thank you for everyone working so hard, and we'll do our best to repay you in the best way we can, and hopefully we'll win the league.
100%. I agree with that. I think when you look back at everything that's gone off, so like the last few years, and obviously with the club, like the period that we're in now, although like we're desperate to get back, like I know the boys are desperate to get back playing. We want to get back coaching. We want to get back doing what we're good at. And, you know, I think this is just like a small inconvenience in comparison to everything that's come before it. So just be patient, and we'll make sure we get back to playing and get back to winning. Mm-hmm. And I think if anything, the games that we've had so far this year, and the drama and the late goals. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love for us to be 5-6-0 up every week and pounding them in. But honestly, if we have to go that way and keep scoring late goals, and you know it's going to be like that all the way through, then let's go for it. Let's have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It has been amazing to have you both on the show. So thank you guys for coming on. Oh, one last question, right? I'm not doing no more after this because I swear to God, every time I say last question, someone throws another one at me. What is both of your best moments as a footballer?
Go on, Al. You're the footballer.
Yeah, I think we touched on this, Mikey, didn't we? We touched on this in the interview earlier. But yeah, one of them, I'll keep it relevant to Bury because one of them is up there with when Greavesy scored the last minute winner against Steaton, and the fans were running on the pitch, and I had a massive cuddle with one of the fans. I don't know who that was, but big shout out to you, pal. You were a good cuddler. But yeah, that was right up there with one of the best moments for me.
Okay, and okay, well, best moment as a coach, fitness person. You're a fitness coach, right? That's your role. Best moment as a fitness coach, then.
I think we've got to say it is so far it is that Greavesy winner. First game, but I mean you couldn't have written it any better. We were 2-1 down. We actually scored 3 goals in our time. We had the first one disallowed, and then you know for the boys to keep on going and get one back and then get another one back. I think you know that it couldn't have been any better considering how long we've been without football as a club. First league game at home as well. You couldn't have written any better.
Scenes.
So it's got to be that
Absolute
moment.
scenes.
Got to be that moment. Although I will say, pulling managers back to stop him from trying to chin Phil or Welsh, that's up there as well. There's been a couple of them moments so far. Yeah. So there'll be a few. I'm sure there'll be a few more.
Sounds about right, to be fair, because you know everyone hates us. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on the show. Dangerous banter levels. We are hashtag no banterberry. See that trending across all social platforms soon. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you And are you both down to come back on at the end of the season or after the season's ended?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
We'll do a show,
Yep.
and it's going to be Alex and Alex, because this is a dangerous duo, and I am here for the danger. Well, thank you guys,
Rematch.
and I will be right back just after this. Okay, my transition, that did not go as quickly as I thought it would. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the Shaken Up Show episode 3 with Alex O'Keefe and Alex here we go. Lenkovsky. Just have to do it that way. It's always going to be done that way. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys for your support wherever you support us. If you support us on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if you're, wherever you are, if you're watching on Up the Shakers, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I know this is just a small little escape, and I know things are difficult at the moment. Let's just remember to just be kind to each other, be there for each other. If you need anything at all very AFC related, don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out to me either on my personal, you can reach out to us via the Discord server, reach out to us via Twitter, Instagram, anywhere that you need us. Reach out to us, and if anybody just needs to chat, I know things are difficult, send me a message. I will happily chat with you if I'm free at that moment in time. If you desperately need somebody, again, send me a message, because I will drop everything. I am that one person that I don't care. If you're struggling, you need somebody, I will drop everything to be there for you. Don't forget that, there's a lot of mental health services around. There's a phone number that you can text called Shout. If you look on the AFC Twitter, we'll post that after the show. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. It's been absolutely incredible. And we would not be able to do the show without you, because ultimately you guys are the reason that we do this. We do this just to be an escape for you guys. So let's just be kind to each other. Let's support each other. And if anybody needs anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. But my name is Mikey. I'm the social media manager and host of The Shaken Up Show, episode 3. You've been watching The Shaken Up Show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you guys for the feedback. Thank you guys for being here. And I will catch you next week at 7:30 UK time or 19:30 GMT for The Shaken Up Show, episode 4. Thank you, everybody, and good night.